I overheard my girlfriend making fun of me in front of her best friend. It was brutal. My girlfriend's name is Jenna. She's 28, and we've been together for a little over 2 years. I'm a 33-year-old veterinarian, and we met at work. She had just moved to town and was taking her dog in for an ear infection. We started talking, and what turned into a 15-minute appointment, I've never been so smitten with a woman before. Before Jenna, I was a bachelor. I was beginning to think I would be single forever, even though my casual hookup lifestyle was becoming increasingly boring and empty. Jenna is a charismatic woman with a lot of friends. Her best friend is a guy named Dylan, who she has known for a long time. I trust Jenna, but I would be lying if I said that their relationship doesn't bother me at all. I don't get mad or fight with her about it. She assured me that they have been friends all their lives and that they have never had any sexual relations. I am confident enough to accept their friendship, and I even tried to be friends with Dylan. He has visited our city 3 times. He is a great guy, but he doesn't seem to like me very much. Jenna says he's just being protective of her. I think it sounds more like jealousy than protectiveness. Jenna just finished graduate school this spring and has had a hard time finding a job. We have been living together for a year now, and I understand that she cannot help with rent and other expenses yet. I am financially well off, so this is not a problem. However, I do not want to be the reason for her inaction in finding a job, because I believe that it is important for everyone to have financial independence. So I made it clear to her that she should start paying half of the expenses once she found a job. On Monday, she wrote to me that she got the job. It was a job she really wanted, and she had to go through a tough interview to get it. I was so happy and proud of her that I decided to leave the office to my staff and left early without telling Gina. I bought her favorite alcohol, took Chinese food, also her favorite, and bought flowers. Gina had seen a beautiful necklace in a store a few weeks ago that she really liked. It wasn't very expensive, but it had a picture of a shark on it, and she's crazy about anything shark related. I bought it and hid it in the basement, planning to give it to her later to surprise her when she'd forgotten it existed. When I got home, I went through the side entrance to the basement to get the necklace and surprise her later. As I walked up the steps from the basement and opened the door, I heard Jenna talking on the phone. I wouldn't normally eavesdrop, but I heard her laughing until she cried. It was cute, and I decided to wait until she finished the call to surprise her. She was talking to Dylan, nothing new. They talk at least once a week, but then I heard what they were laughing about. It took me a few moments to realize she was laughing about our sex life. She said something like, "No, he's not even close to my ex." My ex was at least 8 centimeters bigger. Every time I eat a small carrot, I feel sorry for him because it must be traumatic for him to see me bite into something the same size. It would almost be cute if it weren't so awful. He has an amazing body and he's still in his boxers. Lots of laughs. Look, I don't care what people on the internet think about the size of my manhood, but I think it's important to say that what she was laughing at isn't even true, which in my opinion makes her words even more painful. I don't know anything about her ex. Maybe he was a giant, but I'm average. Just a good old average schlong. I won't sugarcoat it. It's not something out of the ordinary, but it's not something to laugh at either. I've never had any complexes about it. It is what it is. Listening to my girlfriend discuss me with her friend about whom I already have doubts was simply beyond offensive. The word hurtful doesn't even come close to describing how I feel. She also made fun of me for being handsome but not very smart. I'm actually very educated. It doesn't bother me at all. I know I'm smart, handsome, and super smart with an average penis size. After that, I just left. Did I throw flowers out the car window? Yes. Did I cry in the parking lot? Yes. I think she heard the basement door close or maybe saw my car drive away because she quickly started texting me, asking when I was coming home. It was Monday and I still haven't brought it up with her. I don't know how. I think I'm still processing what happened. It's so awkward and painful. But damn, I love that girl. I know I need to talk to her about this, but how? Do you have any advice on how to start this conversation? I am very hurt, and I am not sure if I can forgive her for this. Edited. I want to add that I am definitely going to break up with Jenna. Today, I met 3 friends for a beer and told them what happened. Their opinion coincided with yours to break up and do it quickly. I called my mother and told her everything. Yes, I told her everything, even though it was embarrassing. We are very close, and I wanted to explain everything to her, and I have never heard her so angry. She knew I bought a ring for Jenna. I will write an update when I do it, most likely tomorrow. I will be pretty broken emotionally. Thanks again for all the comments and messages of support. I didn't expect so many people to be on my side. I don't know if I could turn it around and say she left me because I hit her or some other bullshit. I'd like to believe she wouldn't do anything like that, but who knows, especially after everything that happened. Better safe than sorry. I thought about just packing her things and breaking up without an explanation, but after 2 years together, I decided it would be better to talk to her calmly and listen to her. If she had an explanation, I wanted to hear it, even if it didn't change my mind about breaking up with her. So I took her to a wine bar downtown that had small private booths with curtains. Since Monday, Jenna has been acting like an angel, which tells me 3 possibilities. A, she felt guilty for her mean behavior. B, she thought I might have hurt her. Or C, she simply noticed that I was distant and had no idea why. She was very dressed up, and despite everything that had happened, I have to admit, she looked amazing. Gina was also very affectionate and kept making suggestive comments about what she wanted to do to me later. Normally, my precious little carrot baby, yes, I can still joke about that, would be thrilled. But under the current circumstances, it was hard to hear that and stay calm too. I had rehearsed what I was going to say to her many times, so as soon as we sat down and our wine arrived, I began to speak. I don't remember every word of it because the adrenaline was so high that it all seems blurry now. I started by saying how much I loved her, that she was the only woman I had ever felt such a deep connection with, that I could open up to her and trust her completely. I told her that she was the only woman I had ever thought of marrying, that I had gone to pick out a ring for. I didn't mention that I had already bought one, and that I actually envisioned us having kids in the next few years. She kept interrupting me with things like, "Oh, how sweet," or telling me how much she loved me. Then I looked her straight in the eye and asked her point blank if she loved me so much. Why did she make fun of me so horribly in front of Dylan? I must say the look on her face gave me some satisfaction. As expected, Jenna initially denied everything and pretended to have no idea what I was talking about. She said that Dylan knew how much she loved me and that she had never mocked me in conversation with him. I just looked at her and said something like, "Come on, Jenna." But even after I told her that I came home early on Monday and heard everything, she continued to deny it. It was pretty annoying, but I stayed calm and I just told her that we both knew she was lying and that what she said was unforgivable. And I can't understand why she would even say that, especially to Dylan, especially since she was lying just to make fun of me. Jenna kept denying it and pretending I was crazy. She said she loved me so much that she was never unhappy with our sex life, that she would never complain about my size, that she knew how smart and caring I was, and that's why she loved me. If I hadn't heard what she said to Dylan with my own ears, I would have believed her. Give her an Oscar for that performance. Some commentators have asked if I'm sure she was talking about me when I overheard her. When she was talking about her ex and his kraken, she mentioned my name, comparing me to him. I am absolutely sure she was talking about me and that she was lying to my face. I told her I would drive us home so she could get the essentials and her dog. My brother and his wife would be home too. I wanted witnesses there to testify that I had allowed her to take her things and had not done anything aggressive. I said I would pack the rest and leave it outside for her to pick up at her convenience. Jenna was in complete shock that I was actually breaking up with her. She begged me to reconsider, but the decision had been made and I was not going to change it. I had a hard time holding back the tears when she told me how much she wanted to be with me for the rest of her life, and that she planned to be the mother of my children. She kept asking what she should do now and where she should sleep. I told her that it was no longer my problem and that she had plenty of friends she could stay with until she found a place of her own. Almost all the furniture and decor in the house was mine. She only needed to take clothes, toiletries, and other small items. All the renovations she did to the house were paid for by me. And then the tears started. Jenna started crying and saying she didn't understand how I could do that to her. She told me a million times that she thought I was a good guy. I told her that I was a good guy. That's why I didn't throw her stuff on the lawn, change the locks, and give her no explanation. And now I swear this woman managed to dig the knife in even deeper. She said she didn't know why she said all this stuff, but she finally admitted it. And maybe it's because with Dylan she can laugh at things that would otherwise make her cry, probably about my penis. It was petty, and I don't usually stoop to making snarky comments, but I told her she could go back to her hometown and live with Dylan, or her ex-boyfriend and his 9-inch manhood. It was amazing to see how quickly her tears disappeared. Obviously, I'm a jerk. I don't know how to treat women. I'm a loser. I'm a little trash. I'm going to be alone forever. She never loved me and saw me more as a friend, but she didn't want to hurt me, so she stayed with me. Makes sense, right? She said she would have refused if I had proposed. Again, she called me a loser and a bastard, and in case I hadn't gotten it the first time, she confirmed once again that she meant her comparison of my reproductive organ to a mini carrot. Oh yeah, and I'm going to die alone. I told her that dying alone was better than dying married to a woman she didn't love or respect me for. No kidding. She started screaming, not saying anything, just letting out a long, incredibly loud scream. It was creepy, and then she just stormed out of the bar calling me a disgusting pig. After I paid the bill and apologized to the waiter for the drama, I walked out and saw Jenna just standing outside crying. I know what she did was horrible, and all the things she said in the last few minutes were horrible too. But it still made me feel bad to see her like that. I didn't want to just leave her outside. It was pretty cold now. So I told her I could drive her back home to pack her things, but she had to leave and stay somewhere else once she had packed her bag. She agreed, and we stayed silent the whole way in the car. It was an incredibly awkward trip. When we got home, my brother was there with his wife. His wife stayed inside while Jenna packed her things, and my brother waited outside with me. The process went fairly smoothly, and Gina's friend came to pick her up. I took the house key from her before she left. She texted me all night, and the messages ranged from apologetic to sad, angry, very angry, and sad again. I didn't answer any of them, but I texted her in the morning to let her know that her things were waiting on the porch and that she should pick them up while I was at work. I didn't hear from Gina all day until it was time for me to get home from work. She sent me a rather nasty text message, wishing me, I think, every misfortune that could possibly be wished upon a person. I didn't answer. When I came home, I found real chaos. Everything was broken. I don't know if Jenna made a duplicate key that I didn't know about, or if she knows how to pick locks, but somehow she got into the house and trashed it. She broke things that couldn't be replaced, tore up the furniture, clogged 2 sinks and left the water running, opened the refrigerator and threw food all over the kitchen. Everything was destroyed. The only good thing she did was lock my 2 dogs in one of the rooms, probably to keep them from getting cut, broken glass, or eating food. I have 2 cars, one for everyday use and an SUV for work. I use the SUV for house calls, like transporting a large or exotic animal to the clinic. In the midst of all the drama, I forgot that I had given her the keys to the SUV in case she ever had an emergency. I went out to check the car, and she had destroyed that too. There was flour and tomato sauce all over the place. Things are just things, I guess. What struck me more was the fact that she could do something so childish and disgusting after everything. I was just shocked. Just last weekend, I took her to a play, we hung out with friends, played Monopoly, and even made up our own drinking game, watched Netflix, made love a few times. And now my house and car are destroyed. And I'm a complete mess. It's amazing how things can change in such a short time. Not the most dignified thing to do, but I was so angry that I immediately went to the Costco delivery site and ordered 20 bags of baby carrots, each weighing 2 kilograms, addressed to Jenny at her friend's address. 40 kilograms of baby carrots. They deliver within an hour. I got a lot of interesting and offensive messages from Jenna that night. Yes, it was a small thing, but I don't regret it, except that it was a waste of food. I hope she donates the carrots or makes something out of them, that's all. I blocked Jenna last night because she kept sending me nasty things. I feel depressed now and cried a lot. Obviously, I made the right decision. Jenna is clearly emotionally unstable and immature. She is really mean. And I know I deserve better. I have been thinking a lot about myself as a partner since Monday and trying to figure out what could have led to Jenna apparently having some resentment or grudges towards me. I will be 100% honest. I work hard, I try to make time for everyone I love, and I try not to bring negativity home if I have a tough day at work. But sometimes it does happen, I admit. Jenna and I have argued about this before, and I do try to structure my day so that I get home at a reasonable time and try to put the hard days behind me. But anyone who works as a veterinarian or knows someone who does understand that we are always on call for emergencies. Sometimes we have patients that need to be checked or stay overnight. Taking a day off can be difficult. It is possible, but difficult. I have an incredible staff that can handle most situations, but even on vacation or a day off, I still get calls or messages. I'm sure there were times when Jenna felt like she was second to my work. I know she did. She told me so herself. I tried to change things, but there are limits to what you can do. As far as I can remember, I was never intentionally mean or rude to Jenna. There were bad days when I was irritable or distant. We had our arguments and disagreements, but nothing unhealthy or toxic. I really thought we had a strong relationship and that we were both happy. I certainly was. It's hard not to second guess myself and wonder if I was truly a disappointment, or if I neglected her to the point that she felt so unloved that she would do such a thing. I don't know. But I do know that regardless, her words and behavior during the breakup were completely unacceptable. I didn't deserve this, and it's on her. Quick update. I filed a police report and took photos of the destroyed house, which will hopefully help to compensate for at least some of the damage through the insurance company. As for the police, it's unlikely that anything will come of this, since I can't prove that it was Gina. Honestly, I don't want to see her again. Hopefully the insurance will cover the damage and I'll just move on with my life. Well, be sure to write in the comments what you think about this whole story. Of course, every time you listen to such stories, you wonder if your girlfriend is really good or if she will do the same as this Jenna in case of a breakup. It's very sad.
Thanks for listening to the end. If you like the story, give it a like. Write a comment. I read everyone. And don't forget to subscribe. There are more crazy, real stories ahead. See you in the next video. Take care.